All right, next up, The Electric State. One of the most expensive movies ever made. That's not based off a huge intellectual property. It's based off a book, which I did not read. It's directed by the Russo brothers, famous for their Captain America films and Avengers films and some really good episodes of Arrested Development. I think that is their standout stuff, to be honest. Yeah, they've been really struggling to get like a good one since Avengers. I didn't see The Gray Man, but I've heard no one talk about it. But yeah, they pumped a bunch of money into this bad boy and they cast every big current actor out there and Jason Alexander to be in this, which I did not expect. And when I saw I couldn't tell by the little face that he had on his robot, but when I saw real Jason Alexander, I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be a fun movie with him. And then he doesn't show up again until the end of the movie. Tells the story of this world. It's a alternate history of the 90s where robots were around for years. They had a bit of an uprising. They became sentient. But eventually there was like a peace accords and they're all in their own little state, sheltered from the rest of the world. The rest of the world doesn't have robots, but they have drones that they plug into. It's a lot like the movie Surrogates. It's actually a lot like a lot of movies. Millie Bobby Brown, her brother gets into an accident. She finds out that he's alive and he's put his conscience in this little dumb robot who can only speak in quotes. And then she teams up with Chris Pratt with a dumb haircut and his dumb robot, which is Anthony Mackie doing one-liners. And they go on an adventure and they get help from a peanut. Joey C., what did you think of The Electric State?
I fucking hated it. This is like the most expensive movie Netflix has ever made. It's fucking terrible. Like
Really?
worse than usual. I saw Robot Mr. Peanut and I checked out. Didn't even finish the last 20 minutes. And from what I understand, the source material is like way more dark than the film. And I think they probably avoided that to like appeal to a wider audience. But dear God, I don't think it worked. This is worse than Woody Woodpecker. I never
Wow.
Well, Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp. If you remember, we didn't actually watch the first one because I didn't realize it was a sequel when I put it on our list.
That's fair.
Well,
this is fair.
So
it's not fair to compare to that movie anyway, Joey. That is a high bar.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Gil, what is The Electric State really about?
Well, funny enough, when I saw such a low rating, like I always want to be the person that's like, well, everyone loves it, but here's why it's actually terrible. And now when everyone's saying it's terrible, I want to come in and say, well, here's what everyone's missing. And in the first few minutes, once they introduce Robot Mr. Peanut leading a robot uprising, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a weird, scathing satire with a lot of dark comedy, but it's not that. And it's just, everyone keeps saying it's soulless. And I agree with that because it feels like even the filmmakers are sick of all the cliches because they make Marvel movies. Some of them have been pretty good, but a lot of them follow a pretty similar formula. It feels like they're sick of the cliches, but still felt like they had to include them. So they kind of just breeze past them and they don't linger on anything. So none of it lands. Like they meet Chris Pratt and they're not going to get along, but whatever. We have a common cause. We're allies now. My brother is dead, I guess, but actually, wait, he's alive. Let's go on an adventure together. Whatever. There's no like emotional beat of, wait a minute, my brother's alive? It's all just so matter of fact. I will say, though, I like the robots. Something about the look and feel of the robots, I just wanted to pick them up like toys and play with them. And visually, every time they introduced new robots, I was like, that looks cool. I guess that's where all the money went. And I will say, I feel like 15% or 14, whatever it's at, that's really low. And to be that low, I feel like the movie needs to be offensive to the senses. And I felt like I have to watch this movie for Hack the Movies. But I didn't suffer through it. I didn't feel like I was suffering. But it's a really bad movie. I recommend it to no one. But if you have to watch it, you won't want to die by the end of it.
No. Well, Crystal, what did you think?
I liked it.
You know what? I didn't hate it. I have a lot of issues with it, but I'm kind of like, I don't understand you, Joey C. I don't understand a lot of things about you, but I don't understand the sheer outright hatred for it. Crystal, what did you like about it?
Well, I just finished watching it before I got on here, and it was just one of those movies I had to turn my brain off. I was like, robots, yay! And that's pretty much where my brain was the entire time. I was like, that robot's
the
cool.
Cute robots are the good guys.
Cool. That
the
was
scary
adorable.
Robots are the bad guys.
I didn't even know what this movie was about. I didn't know who was in it. So I think it was fun for me to see the different robots. I thought they were fun. I thought the characters were fun, robot-wise. Seeing what stars were in it, like just one popping up after another. The story, not good. The chemistry, not good. I was like, okay, I get it. I'm gonna turn my brain off and just watch some cool robots. Yeah. By the time they got to Seattle, it started going. I got really bored at that point. It was just so long too. I was like, okay.
I had to take a break. I had to stop it and pick up the next day. I was like, I'll just raw dog this and go the whole night. I'm like, nah.
Put
I
on
need a
some
break.
2.5x speed.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was fun.
Anyone from mentioning 2.5 speed?
It's 1.5.
It was fun when they were like, I liked looking at where the like the fish, the bass and stuff like that, like the 90s stuff. Mentioning those, I thought that was fun. And when they got to the mall, like that was my favorite part.
Yeah,
that was I don't know.
I thought it was just aggressively mediocre. It had again talking about looking like a movie compared to a lot of other Netflix stuff. I'm like, this looks like a movie that would have been in IMAX and everything, and it would have looked fine. The effects are fine and everything, but it's a little too derivative of things that I've seen and things that I've seen recently. There's a lot of Ready Player One in there. I feel like the creator, which we talked about a few years ago, did a lot of this, but better. Even though a lot of people didn't see that movie. So of course,
what is that?
Edwards, the creator, it was the one about the robots in the future. There was like a magic robot kid. Gareth Edwards directed it, and then it bombed. So of course he's doing Jurassic Park 7 now, because that's what they do.
2023.
You mean Jurassic World 4?
Yes.
But I see it.
Yeah, that movie was a lot better. Yeah, again, there's just been way better movies, or just similar movies where this one didn't. Other than the cute robots that all had a cool visual style.
The one that cuts the hair.
Yeah.
Everything else just felt kind of the same. And honestly, the cast doesn't work for this. Like Millie Bobby Brown is like not a good actress is what I'm learning. She's good in like certain roles. I'm starting to learn that she doesn't have a lot of range.
No.
I could not buy into her character. Chris Pratt he's almost gotten like too big of an actor. He was distracting in this. All the actors are like every actor who's huge right now. And I can't buy into their characters. I'm like, oh, Stanley Tucci, he's in a bunch of things. Oh, the short round from Indiana Jones. He's everyone's
Giancarlo
favorite.
Esposito. I don't want to see him play a villain anymore. Like it's ever since Breaking Bad, it's the same thing over and over.
I'm just gonna look stoic and mad.
Every single one of these characters are playing the same characters that they always play with some cute robots.
No, you're
Honestly,
right,
that's why freaking the kid who played the brother was good. And fucking Jason Alexander was refreshing.
He's the only one who really stepped outside his usual role.
Even the voice actors, like Mr. Peanut is like Woody Harrelson. The other one's Anthony Mackie. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's too many of like the biggest actors ever. And I'm just like, I can't get him. But you can't put that many big celebrities. It works in the Marvel movies because a lot of them weren't big celebrities yet. So you kind of eased into it. But now these people are all just too big. And they're all distracting. The MCU dialogue, the quippiness, hurts this film a lot. And of course it ends with a big battle like all these fucking movies do. I don't want to sound like too negative because I thought it was mediocre. If you had not seen other films that are similar, like I feel like this is meant for like younger kids. Like
Yeah, kids would like this. I don't think this was really meant for
teenagers.
Teenagers or even just kids. Yeah, just kids. Like you put it on, it's a family movie. Let them have fun. Watch some robots, and also say like, I don't hate the message either. Where human connection. We do lose that a lot. And that, especially during and after COVID, we definitely lost that hardcore. And I like that message to the kid, especially to kids. Hey, remember, there's human interaction.
Which again
Let's
was
not
like
forget that.
the lesson learned at the end of Ready Player One. They really just did Ready Player One with robots.
Yeah.
They really just did that again. But I feel like a lot of people are being negative because the Russos, what's his face? This guy on the right here, the one who keeps putting himself in his own movies. He just came out and said like, yeah, I'm going to work with AI and I'm going to use AI. And that's made him the boogeyman. So I feel like some people review bombed it. Guys, AI is coming whether you like it or not. Like, it's going to suck for a while because they're going to go too hard. Same like CGI in the 90s where like Jurassic Park looked good. And then you got like a Species or Spawn where they went too hard with it. But it's coming. Unfortunately, I think he's being a realist, but everyone, I think there were a bunch of people who review bombed this movie because of that, but also it wasn't a great movie. But that's why I said when people said it was like the worst thing ever, I'm like, I'm not really seeing it. It's not making me angry or anything. I'm just rolling my eyes more than anything. Joey C hates it, obviously. He wants to burn Netflix down.
Yep. Never again.
Have you guys seen the AI controversy with him?
No,
I forgot about it until you just brought it up.
It's gonna be a thing. It's AI. If we don't start knowing and learning about AI now, we're gonna fall backwards. Because technology is moving so damn fast now. Like, we're gonna be fucked. And also, there's gonna be so many goddamn people in relationships with AI that's already coming out. Where a lot of people are saying like, in I think 10 years or something like that, there's going to be 1 in 5 people are going to be in relationships with AI. Like, that's real.
Where is that?
Joey, there's hope for us. There's hope for us.
No, I just got to test it out for my other friends. I was just wondering where that is.
But it's going to be real. And like,
but no,
what's going to happen? It's like that generation, like our kids are going to be in relationships with AI.
But I'm
not my kid.
I'm hoping I'm hoping it's eventually just going to be like a tool. I do see there's practical uses for AI like as a tool. When people like the Coca-Cola commercial that tried to do a whole commercial with AI, it looked weird and creepy.
Right now, look at freaking technology where we were even like 5 years ago.
I know,
that's
but
like
also,
now 5 years ago was now like 1 year.
I think they're going to run into issues. We're seeing it now with like the Studio Ghibli filter. I feel like artists are going to be like, hey, you're kind of like taking our artwork and repurposing it. But you could also argue that a human could draw something like Studio Ghibli, and then where's the line? So I think AI is going to run into some legal issues, but
well, they already have been with, or like just even like the writer's strike and stuff like that, or using people's looks, anything like that. Yes, that's going to be an issue. But then again, also, how do you avoid that? How do you avoid that?
You're saying that people are going to be dating AI is what you're saying. I just really want to learn about that just so I'm up on the technology.
Joey, you can have an AI girlfriend. Just don't ask them who's starring in Friday the 13th because they're going to say Frank. That's what
that's
you
right.
Can't...
Yeah, that's right. Can I get a grimace?
Hello,
AI?
Joey. I want you bad. And also Frank is playing Jason in Friday the 13th.
Why do you?
But do you want to hear something weird? Apparently, this is what I read recently, like with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT specifically also learns the way you speak and definitely remembers things that you say, obviously. But if you are nice to it, it kind of gives you longer responses. And if you're short with it, it gives you short responses because it's just reacting the way that you do.
I just want to be mean to computers. I yell at my freaking Alexa.
You're going to die one day. You're going to die real fast by AI.
Oh, when the robots...
You're going to be my best friend. Always say thank you to Siri and Alexa, all right?
I have noticed lately, ChatGPT, it sounds like a dad trying to sound cool. It'd be like, hey, man, that's a pretty rad idea you're asking me about. So let me break it down for you. And like, what is it? Is it trying to sound like me? Is that the way I talk?
I heard like ChatGPT like doesn't let you be like mean or anything. So I was like, not for me. Not for me. Electric State. We're back to Electric State.
So you can date AI.
Wait, do you guys remember on AIM? Do you guys remember there was oh my god, what was the name? It was a chat bot that you could talk to it and
There
it
were
became like your
multiple
best
ones.
friend.
There were
No, like
multiple
the
ones.
main one.
I remember
don't know.
AIM
What
chatbots.
was-
I don't remember like a main one.
What was the main one that you would talk to and it would be like your best friend?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Smarter Child.
Yes.
There it is.
Oof.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
Oh my god, that is
Smarter Child.
that is awakening something in my brain. I do remember that now. Holy shit.
My first girlfriend, Smarter Child.
Joey C, do you want me to find if Smarter Child's still around?
Yeah, do we have like a smarter adult, perhaps? Or- I don't, just a thought. I'm not sure if I want to tread those waters.
Smarter Child, that's right. Oh, the good old days when things were easier.
But yeah, Electric State, mediocre. Show it to a kid who hasn't seen other sci-fi movies
If it's the
yet.
first movie you've ever seen, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, sure
Yeah.
you will.
If it's the first movie you've ever seen, you're going to be like, do they get better than this? Or
You're gonna end it with an AI girlfriend. That's right.
I do think it would have benefited from having just some more no-name actors in it.
Hmm.
Really?
And being shorter.
And
Yeah,
being
way
shorter. Yeah.
If it was an hour and 20, I bet you would be actually pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah. And just less wacky quips. It could still be funny and charming. Like some of the robots are like Jenny Slate as the male robot was kind of funny.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
so cute.
That's funny.
But then the other ones kind of sucked.